So let's get on to the homework. And you don't have to do the homework. It's totally up to you. I just want you guys to start really thinking about these things, and on a mental side of it, these things are things that I think about on a daily basis to become a better human. And if you're not thinking about these things, it's just a good place to start. Because there is a mental health problem within our society now. The way I see it is we've come to a point where we're not in survival mode anymore. Like, we're not in the Great Depression. We're not in Vietnam. We're not even so much in the Afghanistan war. We're now. Like, after all of that, we come to here. And I think that our mental health is the next step in figuring out where to go as a society. And we need to start looking at the actual problems, because we can now. Like, we have I don't want to say the funds, but we have enough food, we have enough clothes, we have enough houses, we have enough land to help everybody get out of survival mode. So, but since it's always some bullshit, like on a grown person level, like it's always something, like if it ain't one thing, it's another, you know what I'm saying? It's that. So it's just like, the other thing, if it ain't survival mode, it's our mental health. So if we can just start focusing on our mental health, then we'll just catapult ourselves into the next step. And this is why I'm putting my sessions out there, because if these videos aren't enough, then I'm gonna need you to book a session with me, so you can talk to me and I can talk to you, and we can see exactly where you're at. Because if you still need help, then please come talk to me. Or if you feel the need to see a therapist, go see a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that type of situation. Like, I'm here for you, so please use me if you need to. Alright, so homework. And these are just ways to notice where you are within this whole coexisting conversation. Okay? There's 9 points that are going to be made, and you write them down, answer them, take one, answer it, do you. This homework is not going to be graded. The only person who's going to be grading this homework really is you, and how you are with yourself. Like, that's what mental health is your mental. Like, and how am I moving within my personal world? Like, am I a shit person or am I a good person? Am I trash but working on it, or am I just trash and trying to throw myself into the garbage pail? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So the first one is sit down and see how you respond to people or things that are different from you. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go into exactly what these are. I don't know if you need extra, like definition to them. But if you can sit down and actually realize your thought process when it comes to somebody who's different from you, you actually might come to the realization that, like, maybe you are a little bit too much of an asshole. Because it's just like, you have to think about it. Like, what is this person doing to you that is causing you to have this type of reaction? Like, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it neutral? You know what I'm saying? The second one is figure out where your comments are coming from. A lot of the way that we naturally function is because of generational situations. Like, if your mom, your grandma, your great grandma all feel the same exact way, then you're most likely gonna feel how they feel. You know, like, unless you sit down and ask yourself why, you're never gonna not do those things. You know what I'm saying? And just see where that is, because also you could come to the realization, like, am I just saying this because that's all I know? You know, do I actually feel different? Because that'll happen too. Like, when you actually sit down and think about how you're treating others, you could come to the realization where you're just like, honestly, like, I'm not even sure I feel that way. Because I see how these people live, and it actually doesn't really bother me. They're just doing their own thing. It's different from us, yes, but there's not a reason for me to talk shit negatively. Like, that's just who they are. Like, they ain't bothering me, so, you know, why should I react negatively towards their situation? You know, especially if they look happy. You know, like, who am I to ruin that? Excuse me. Number 3, sit down and see or understand where your level of coexisting sits. Whenever it comes to spiritual workings, whenever it comes to mental health workings, there are levels of understanding and your workability towards things. Like, example is, say you know this is a word, but you're not exactly sure that you use it. That's a level. Or you understand this is a word and you know it's something that needs to be done, but yet you have a hard time communicating it to your outside world. You know, say you and your family get into an argument and you're just like, I think everybody is wrong, so, but I don't know what's right. Or I do have a better answer that might help if you guys would just sit down and listen to me. Maybe you have a hard time telling people, like, hey, shh, I don't think anybody is right because of what I believe in. Where do you sit in your relevance is what's coming up? Like, if you and coexisting were best friends, like, how good of best friends are you? You know what I'm saying? Alright. Number 4 is try to figure out why this video triggered you in any way. Like I said earlier, I know not everybody who watches these videos is gonna like me. And I'm not gonna care about that because of the life that I've had to live. That is one of the worst things that I could do. You know what I'm saying? Is care about somebody else and their opinion of me. Nope. I'm just not going to even do it. You know, did this video trigger you in a negative way? Did it trigger you in a positive way? Did it trigger you in a curious way? You know, think about that. What did it do to you? Did it make you feel funny in any kind of way? What is that funny feeling? You know, do you feel it in your heart? Do you feel it in your shoulders? You know, like, I don't know about this, you know, but it sound right, you know. Why it sound right? Write that down, you know. Go get your little journal. Or you have there's notebooks in your phone that you can lock, that you don't have to let anybody see. And they don't need to. It's your thoughts. Number 5. Stop talking shit to hurt others. Sounds about right. Because why are you doing it in the first place? If you were a happy person trying to figure out how to coexist, then why are you being hurtful to somebody else? Knowingly being hurtful to somebody else. How often are you doing it? Is it every single time you see somebody else? Why do you think that is coming from? Where do you think it's coming from? And that's your number 2. Alright. Number 6. Look up healthy conversation tactics. Look up healthy conversation tactics. Sorry. Interacting with anything that isn't you can be very difficult if you don't know how to do it properly. It can hurt you more than it can help you. Even if you are ignorant towards that, you know, people will look at you like, why are you like this? And you're just like, this is just who I am, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you didn't know no better, no one can expect you to have done better, you know. But if you want to be a better human and you think that this is where you could use some help, research that, you know. Don't take the first website you come to. Go through about 5 or 6 of them, you know. And then not only just take what these websites are saying or these books. Books are amazing. But how do you feel? Like, how is it making you feel? Do you actually believe in what these things are saying? You know, form your own opinion. You know, but always come to the realization, like I said earlier, make sure it's for the good of everybody involved, you know. Number 7. Yeah. And healthy conversation, we'll go back to number 6. Healthy conversation is awesome because when you have healthy conversation, it's not always a happy conversation. Like, I'm not saying happy conversation, I'm saying healthy conversation. Healthy conversation is also saying the ugly things that you are feeling towards somebody else. Meaning, like, a disagreement between you and a significant other. You know, like, say your significant other is doing something out of a loving situation, but yet you just honestly just don't like it for whatever reason. Like, you letting them know, like, hey, like, I just don't like that. Can we figure out another way of you showing me this part of you? You know, or, you know, what have you. That's healthy. You know, letting someone know, like, this doesn't sit right with me. This doesn't sit well with me. I just, for A, B, and C, I just don't like this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are healthy conversations. Like, that is what brings people together. You know? And for those of you who might know me, like, that's not how you are. I feel you. Nobody said I was perfect. But I am trying to be a better human. Okay? Alright. Okay. So, number 7. Talk to yourself. How do you treat yourself? You know, in your inner thoughts, whenever you're writing things down, you know, like, or if you're doing your makeup, or if you're doing your hair, or if you're putting on a shirt, and you look at yourself in the mirror, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Is it positive or negative? If it's negative most of the time, then it might be a good time to change that. whatever is happening on your inside will come out on your outside. That's how the universe works. That's how energy exchange happens. If your inside is boo-boo, then what makes you think your outside is gonna be unicorns and rainbows? You know, if you have a negative mindset, all you're gonna see is negativity. That's how the brain functions, you know. That I don't have an answer to as to why. That's like a God question. That's like a sciencey question. You know, it's that realm. I haven't gone to that much school for that, you know, but I do have the knowledge base from personal experience that when I think negatively and I'm so worried, that is all I end up doing until I stop. And it sucks because I'm the only one, like you are the only one that can knock yourself out of that. Like that's what sucks about mental health. Like whenever you are, like you get into the everyday workings of your mental health, like you're gonna come to a realization where you're just like, I am doing this to myself. Like shit, I'm doing this to myself. Like let me get up, like let me go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll realize that, and it's just all part of the, it's all part of the game. You know, it's all part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate it, you know, because it's just like not everything's always gonna be happy. You know, that would be weird if it was always happy. Like the movie Pleasantville, if you guys haven't seen the movie Pleasantville, it's with Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon. It came out in the 90s. Go watch that movie. Like, that's not how life is. You know what I'm saying? Life is full of color. Life is dope. Even whenever it's really shitty. You know, because it's just like, you learn in your shitty moments lots of things in a lot of different subjects, you know. Alright, moving on. Number 8. Figure out how to understand how to love all animals, including us. We are not the only animal species on this planet, but yet we're the most invasive, or one of the most invasives. Like, there's some crazy ass animals that are out there. But if you look at that, what I just said, humans, there's way more humans than there are animals in a lot of different places. And people are gonna fight me like, no, you don't even know there's more ants on the planet, and you know, blah 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 blah. Like, okay, whatever, you know. But these ants aren't chopping trees down. These ants aren't killing whales. These ants aren't overfishing. You know, these ants aren't putting toxic chemicals into the air, you know, and not caring about what effects it has on the future generations. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and I know that took a turn, but if you're gonna think about us as a whole and coexisting, then you have to add in other species of animals. You have to add in Mama Earth. You know, you have to add in the things that are unseen, because they're a part of us. And without them, we wouldn't be who we are today. If you don't have that connection, keep it. So it's just like, you know, like the Beatles say, all you need is love. But at the end of the day, love actually pushes things towards that positive direction, because you're focused on coexisting with everything. And when you focus on the coexisting of everything, then a lot of things kind of fall to the wayside and you don't pick them back up because you know the terror and the disaster that come with those things. You know? Alright, and then number 9, last but not least. And please, if there's anything else that I didn't mention, go do that. You know? Like, this is just what came to mind whenever I was brainstorming, because that's just where I'm at. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. If you have a better idea, what you think is a better idea, go with that better idea. I'm not you. You know? And if I'm going to sit here and think about coexisting, tell me what you thought that I was missing. You know? Who cares? Like, are you happy? And then okay. You know? But number 9. Research other cultures for fun. See what other backgrounds that are out there, and not just religions. We know all the religions that are out there, and I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about culture, because being 2 cultures, and I'm a little bit of a mix of a couple different things, but I'm mainly 2 nationalities, and they're very different from each other. I have ancestors that are kind of all over the place, and it has caused my life to be so different from people who are only of one nationality that, you know, it has forced me to look at the world from a different viewpoint, where it's just like everybody's different. Everybody has something to add. Everybody has a beautiful side of themselves. Everybody has an ancestry that has come so far and gone through so much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, just see what's out there and do it for fun. Like, don't do a book report. You know, don't write a blog. Don't make a video, or make a video, because I know TikTok is a thing. But it's just like, do it for your own personal education, for your own knowledge. Like, stop trying to tell everybody what you know, because from personal experience and like who I am as a person, no one cares that much. You know, nobody does. And like, maybe it's a sad piece of information, but I think it's just because like I have so much going on with my world that it's just like, you can tell me, but like after you're done telling me, I'm gonna go back to my shit. You know, like, thank you for feeling comfortable and excited to tell me whatever it is that you found, but I'm not gonna do more research when I go home about it. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do laundry, and even then I got my own people that I want to, you know, research. You know, maybe it sparks something within me to go help and, go research something over there, but, you know, do things for fun. There doesn't always have to be a specific outcome that is needed. You know, you don't always have to make money off of the things that you do. You don't always have to be at work. Like, sometimes you can just Google or find a book where it's just like, this is just some information that I want to know. You know? So yeah, that's that.